Hey, this is Bill Romer from PianoFast.com, and I just released a brand new course called Boogie Woogie Piano Fast, and I've had a few requests from people to see a sample of the video and of parts of the course to see what it's like. And rather than show you that exactly, what I thought I'd do is just create an entirely separate kind of a bonus Boogie Woogie piano lesson and let everybody see it. That way you can see a sample of what the videos are like in the course, and you can just have a free Boogie Woogie piano lesson. So let's jump in and do that. And I put together a little piece of music. I'm not going to say I wrote it because Boogie Woogie involves piecing together lots of little licks. But I put together a piece in the key of C. And so we're going to need 3 chords for that. And the chords we'll need will be a C, 7, sometimes not the 7th, but a C, 7, C, E, G, B flat, F7, F, A, C, and E flat, and G7, G, B, D, and F. All right? And we're going to start off with our bass. We're going to do a very traditional Boogie Woogie left-hand bass line. And Boogie Woogie is called 8 to the bar a lot of times because there are 8 eighth notes, usually, in a Boogie Woogie rhythm. So in this case, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are the 8 eighth notes. And they're going to bounce kind of a swing rhythm. Like that, okay? And for the key of, or for the C chord, I should say, we're going to play a C in our pinky. Our index finger will hit the G, and we'll bounce up to an A in our thumb, hitting the C the whole time. And when we do this, we want to keep our arm, our forearm, kind of stiff, but still flexible, our fingers curved, strong, but again, kind of bouncing up and down. So you're not too tense there when you play it, otherwise your forearm will get tired. All right? So just nicely flexing and bouncing. So that's the C chord. For the F chord, we're going to play an F in our pinky, and then a C in our index finger, and bounce up to a D in our thumb. All right? For the G, we'll play a G with our pinky, a D with our index finger, and jump up to the E. Like that, all right? So those are the 3 chords and the 3 separate bass line pieces. Now, Boogie Woogie is a 12-bar structure, harmonic structure, 12 measures. It's just like the blues. And so the structure goes like this for the key of C. We start with the C chord, and we're going to do 1 measure of C, then 1 measure of F, then 2 measures of C. Then 1 measure of F, actually 2 measures F, 2 measures of C. 1 measure of G, 1 measure of F, 2 measures of C. Except the second measure, we're going to do that to make a little turnaround, it's called. That brings us back to do the pattern over again. And usually the 5th, the 5 chord, in this case the G, is a good place to do that. Which you can kind of hear, probably, right? So that's the 12-bar structure, and that right there makes a good introduction for our piece. Just the bass line alone, all 12 measures, all right? So now that we've got that out of the way, I just tossed in a few simple licks that will play on top of that bass line. Now, if you ever want to just focus on the right hand and you're getting tired in your left hand or it's too complicated, you can simply cut the rhythm in half, the tempo. Well, same tempo, just cut the amount of notes you're playing in half. Don't play the 8th notes, just play quarter notes, just like that. Now, strictly speaking, that's not a Boogie Woogie rhythm, but it still gives you a nice harmonic foundation down here, and it's a lot easier while you can focus on your right hand, okay? So these licks are very simple. They're just chords, C chord, F chord, G chord, but we're going to roll into them from a half step down on these upper 2 notes. So for the C chord, we'll start on E flat and G flat with our index and ring finger, like that. Now, you should probably play this with your index and ring finger rolling up to your middle and pinky. So 2 and 4 to 3 and 5. But you could also do just 2 and 4 on both of those. Kind of slide up. Either way. All right? Same with the F chord, although the F chord is probably easier to do 2 and 4, roll up to 3 and 5. In this case, it's A flat and B up to A and C. Like that, okay? So there's our our F chord rather. Now for G, it's exactly the same structure, except we start on B flat and D flat. Same fingering. All right, so those are our 3 licks. And when you put them with the bass line, they sound like this. And I put that little kind of lick in there to emphasize the 7th to get us to the next phrase. And again, now G, F, C. With a little variation there so we can end up on C, which closes out the phrase, all right? And we'll do that little turnaround deal on the left hand again right there. So that little lick section goes F, G, F, C. Now, I made a little, well, melody section, if you want to call it that. Really, it's just an arpeggio on the 7th chords. Very simple. We're going to ride down these 7th chords. So it goes all right? Or you can start on your pinky. But we'll start with this chord right here, a C chord, and then we'll just play an inverted arpeggio, C7, okay? Then an F7, and we're going to stay right here with the fingering to get good voice leading so we're not jumping all over the keyboard. All right? And again to the C. Back to the F7. C7. Now we're going to jump up to a G7 with the D on top because that's nice and close. To the F7. Now, instead of going back to C7 here, we're going to put in a nice little lick for our ending. And we'll just say that we're done here after 36 bars just for the sake of this video. You could keep going or repeat a section if you want, whatever you want to do. But this lick is very simple. It sounds like this. Like that, all right? Very simple. Don't let it blow you away. We're just going to play a C chord, and actually a C7 chord, and we're going to come down and break it up as we're coming down the piano. So we start off with our index finger on a G flat and our pinky on C. And we roll up to our middle finger on a G and then our thumb on the E. So we end up on this C major chord. But we don't hold it, we break it up. Like that. The next piece is a C major chord in root position here, but we roll off of this E flat. All right, so, and that's a good little thing to practice right there. Now we emphasize the 7th part of the chord. We play the B flat and the E. We roll up to the C with our middle finger. And then the last one is the same as the one on top. All right? So once you see that pattern and you can find your targets coming down the piano, just make sure you get that pinky and index finger in the right position. And our ending is going to go in parallel sixths, starting on the D and B flat, up by half steps. Both notes move up a half step at a time. While the left hand goes G, D flat, which is a tritone substitution, that's for another video, to the C. So, and at the end we can just put a low C and 2 high Cs, like that. Okay, so this lick then sounds like this. And coming from the G7, it goes just like that. Okay, so that last section then from the melody goes I wasn't ready for it. And that brings up a good point. These transitions are key points when you're practicing this. You gotta anticipate what's coming next just by a little bit. So let me hit that again from the G7. There we go. All right. So the whole piece then sounds like this. Our intro, back to C, back to F, 2 measures, back to C, 2 measures, going to G, to F, back to C, a little turnaround. Here we go, our little licks. To F, C, to G, F, C, turn around. Now our little melody. F7, C7, F7, C7, G7, F7, ending. There we go. There's the whole piece for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. And as you can probably tell, you can make up your own sections as you go through here. Put your own licks in here or use variations of these. Play around with it, whatever you want to do. But that's basically how you do it. And if you like this video, then you're going to love my Boogie Woogie Piano Fast course, which is on sale from now until midnight this coming Monday, October 3rd, for about 42.5% off the retail price, which is going to be when I release it next week. So be sure and check that out at the link below in this video, okay? I've got tons of left-hand bass lines, right-hand licks, endings. We go through a famous Liberace Boogie Woogie piece. We pull some stuff off of YouTube and check that out. And I really think it's a great course. I had a great time doing it. And if you like this video at all, you're going to love that course. So please do yourself a favor and check that out. And by all means, get to the piano and start playing what you learned here in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next video soon. This is Bill Romer from PianoFast.com. Thanks for watching.